G'day sweeties, it's been a while. I'm not on Facebook for a few reasons. One, the world's too hard. Two, because of my stroke recovery, I have people coming to my house helping me try to recover. I'm not having as much to do with my family as I should because of the problems. Some accept it, some don't. And also because I'm fighting very, very hard for my grandchildren not to be forcefully adopted. It's a fight that I just had another meeting at Families SA that I've just come back from, and it wears you out, but I'm fighting on two battlefields, one here in Whyalla and one in another part of South Australia. And you know, I'm fighting two wars, and the kids are me, separated from family and separated from themselves as well. Like little Thomas is here in Wales and he's not having visitation with his siblings because they decided, you know. So when they say they keep family together, you're right. So again, I raised that. Why? Why did you stop him seeing his siblings? You know? So, because like when he was with his mum, he was seeing Shakaya, and then when the twins were taken, he was seeing them, and then even when he was taken, he was seeing the twins but not Shakaya, which is like, you don't segregate and isolate and pick and choose, and I mean, who are they to make these decisions? You know, we all lived that, and I had that woman here at this table, you know, trying to get us to sign the OPG, signing the kids over to give to bloody people to take over to England. Now, get stuffed. Just before I went to Canberra to be formally apologised and hugged and cuddled by the Prime Minister and Julie Gillard and everybody up there, while my grandchildren are going through it. Do people not get it? It never stopped. It's still going on. So I again raised the fact that it's not even like my rights to see them. It's their rights to see each other. They are siblings. They are brothers and sisters. How dare they do that? So I raised that again. I know I'm just going to keep nagging because they don't have a voice. You know, we didn't have anyone speak up for us. I speak for my grandchildren because they are me. Now, the story is different because I now have somebody going to bat for my family because they investigated what has happened. My daughter doesn't want any of the Aboriginality to come into it, but guess what? That's what is going to win the war. Because a very high up person has come into the equation and evaluated everything and gone, oh my God, everything that can be done wrong has been done wrong. And they have said they will not recommend OPG, other person guardianship, same as adoption. No. So they're going to go to bat. They're going to come here to my house, at my table, with that worker Jenna, for Shakaya and the twins. And then at this meeting today, I raised them into it, and now they're all starting to shite their pants about little Thomas as well, because like, really, then we better get our Aboriginal liaison involved. Oh, shiver me timbers. Now they're going into panic mode because I let them know that I knew that they had given permission behind our backs for Debbie and Richard to move to Queensland with Thomas, which would negate me and Ashley completely out of Thomas's life and separate the kids completely as well. So, in other words, they were scheming and plotting and planning for Shakira and the twins to move over to England, become Browns and move over to England and disappear out of the family completely. And for Debbie, who is the paternal grandmother, and her second husband, who is not even related to him, to get guardianship of her grandson, who she's tried to get all of Ashley's kids, by the way. She's put in so many false reports. Pretended she was pregnant with Shakaya by cutting Ashley's head off the photographs, and pretended she was pregnant with Shakaya. Yeah, that's how loopy she is. She's finally scored one of the kids. For her to get permanent OPG, same as adoption, of him, and change his name to Jones, and for her to move to Queensland and negate the whole family, and then move wherever the hell she wants, change his name to Jones, so he's gone. No. Who am I? I'm their nana, and I am a survivor of horrific institutional child sexual abuse and all other abuses that were perpetrated upon us because I was stolen from my family and my siblings were treated the same. And I will not allow my grandchildren to go through the same bullshit I had to survive and to be separated and moved around bloody the world to struggle to find out where they came from. No, I won't. I didn't have anyone to do that for me. My grandchildren had me. They have a broken old nana, broken before her time due to the abuses, as we all are. But God, I've got fight in me when it comes to mine. And these so-called departments and workers and people who get paid money for kids, you have no idea what it takes to survive. And we survivors, we still got it in us. That's how we're still here. Whatever that is, whatever it is that made us strong enough to live, I'm now using to fight for my grandchildren. That's what you're up against. That's what you're going to have to fight against. I actually got asked questions today, and I thought I was dumb enough not to even notice. And I had a worker coming with me, a support worker for me, and she's just like, queried on how much I knew about my grandson. What I thought would be good for him, bad for him, this, that and everything else, and how I thought about it, his emotions and his intellectual and school and this and that and everything. I had all the answers. because I know my grandson better than they do, than even the two that have him. Interesting, isn't it? Blew them out of the water. They were like, wow. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And it comes from love, not I want. It's I love my grandson, who is the child of my daughter, not I want that kid. I mean, who's as crazy shit pants as that? Nanas and pops don't do that. I want that kid. That's crazy pants. You don't want that kid. You want to help the children with their children, who are your grandchildren. You don't want that kid that's in that belly. That's mental. Sorry. Yeah. And then everyone after that, until you finally get one. And then when you finally get that one, you treat it like shit so much that the child's so traumatised and actually looks at Nutty Nanamugi and says straight on camera, because you get that child to call you mummy instead of nana. Mummy hurts me. Oh shit, and start stripping for a photograph. That's not normal. Yeah, all the warning signs, all the language, all the behaviours, everything's there, yeah, but still they say, nah, you can have them. Because that's what the departments do. They traffic children. They don't care about children. They don't care about their safety. That's a load of codswallop. I mean, they never have and they never will. If that was the truth, I'd be behind them. All of us survivors would be behind them. It's a lie. It's always been a lie and it always will be a lie because it's child trafficking. It is not helping children and child safety. It's a lie. When they can sit here at my kitchen table and say, taking the children has damaged them emotionally, mentally, and intellectually, and that's the cause of it, out of their own mouths and stuff like that. And when they can sit at a table today and say, all we know from everything that you have done with Thomas is that you, Nanamugi, are the best thing in his life. You are the positive thing in his life. You are the thing that raises him up. You are the thing that makes him feel good. You are the thing that makes him feel happy. You are the thing that makes him feel safe. You are the thing that he talks about that lightens his eyes up, that brightens his face. That you, nothing else. His whole world that he lives in here is shit. Depression, bad, sad, miserable, head down, just horrible. But when he sees you and when he's with you, it's all glowing and it's light and it's happiness. And when he comes away from that, he's so... Why can't he have that every day of his life? Every child deserves that. I said, why can't they do it? I said, that's what you do. When my kids were little, I used to play with them on the floor. What's wrong with people? And if she wanted him so much, she got him. Put the bloody work in. Give him happiness, joy, love, safety. Put the hard work in. raise him up. Give him joy. Give him love. Give him hope. Give him everything good. He deserves it. She could have kept a relationship going with my daughter. So that even if he wasn't living with it, they could have, like we haven't talked about that, they could have had this relationship, ongoing relationship. But no, it's all about I want and I got. But she's destroyed what she got. So in their eyes, in their conversation and everything, they know I can fix. And they want me to, but only in visitations. So I'm like medicine for little Thomas. And then they're looking at the bigger picture of the other children as well when they realise that things are starting to change and, oh shit, we can't really give the kids away because, oh, dagnammit. So they want me to be the salve and the glue and the whatever that starts blending and fixing these broken children. How much longer have I got to live to do all this? Why the hell do they damage and destroy in the first place? I said that to them. Why did they disconnect the children? There was no need for that. They could have been connected this whole way. They should have been connected this whole way. They should not have broken them apart. They had no right to break them apart in this day and age. No right. And then what they did to Ashley is just, ugh. So I reiterated that again, breaking my daughter, you know, so that she had to back off. Like, you break and you destroy the mother to the extent that they did. And then even to bring her in again and have her emote at my table how she wanted her children back and how, give them back to me and I'll fix them and I'll love them and you broke them, give them back. The amount of love they would have now if they were given back to family is just astronomical. And they went, we understand that and we realise that, but no. Because they don't want to fix the children. They don't want them better. They just want to wipe their hands off them, you know. Because it's not about the kids. No one's listening. They're just not bloody learning. With all the evidence that is there, it is not about the children. It's about the dollars and cents, to what point they get them. And then when they get to a certain point, it's like, well, okay, too many, we need to get rid of them. IPG. Forced adoption. And then we'll, you know, get rid of how many of them and then this certain number and then we'll go get more of the newbies. It's all bullshit. And the broken families, fractured family syndrome as I call it, they don't care. They just, there's no care. Care, C-A-R-E, does not exist in Department of Child Protection, which is a lie. They've gone back to that. That's a lie. They kept changing their names. Somebody, before it was, Department of Education. That's how low they go. So it was like school. They changed their names so many times to different terminologies that nobody knew what they were. Why can't they just be honest and say Department of Child Trafficking? It's the truth. Why not tell the truth? I continue to remind them about the truth. Please be honest in this conversation and tell the truth, because one thing I don't like is adults telling lies. And they always say, yeah, I know, I remember the last conversation you had, Phyllis, and you said this, and you said that, and you said this, and you're always saying the same thing. Not that that's right. Because it's always the same with me, because it's always about the truth. So, war, battle. So, Facebook land does not exist to me except for me sharing my art. That's it. And my battle for my grandchildren. Okay? So, and like Blossie every now and then, you know, and I do want to do some things with Blossom, some silly things again with Blossom to try to lighten our moods a bit. Have a bit of reverie here, you know, sort of like being a bit stupid. So for everybody out there who is going through anything, going through things like we are, or anything else, health problems, birthdays I'm missing, all of those things, I think about you all the time, believe you me. It's just that Facebook is not a place for me to be at the moment. I can't fight all the battles like when people are private messaging me. I cannot do it. Please don't. I can't live in the fake land either. That land is just nuts. I'm living in the real world. And the real world is hard. So I have to make sure that I don't have another stroke. I have to have the work. I have specialists coming here at my table, in my home, helping me work on my brain, on my speech, all that kind of stuff. Family, kids don't even know what goes on in this house. Yeah, the stuff I do behind their back. Yeah, getting tested like a guinea pig, just drive me up the wall. But I'm still the warrior. Shouldn't have to be. I just want to find the answer to everything, get it all fixed, get family united, back where they belong, and then just find some peace. And my peace is, as Blossom knows, because I say it, it's green, and it's on a riverbank with green trees, with a river flowing, a beautiful stream with the sounds of the river travelling by, and green fronds swaying in the breeze, and birds flying all around me. Peace. That's what I'm seeking. But it's not for me, and it never will be. Because a warrior is me. I love you, sweeties. Bye.